Alright, let's dive into this story because it's one of those tales that just grabs you and doesn't let go. Here's the deal: Archie Atkinson, a Paralympian cyclist, recently sent an email to his old school teacher. But this wasn't your typical "hey, how's it going" kind of message. No, it was a straight-up mic drop moment. He basically said, "Remember when you told me cycling wouldn't get me anywhere? Well, guess what? I'm off to the Paralympics." Personally, I think this is the kind of comeback story that deserves a standing ovation. What makes this really interesting is the way Archie turned what could have been a discouraging moment into fuel for his fire. It's not just about proving someone wrong, it's about proving to himself what he's capable of. Now, let's talk about that teacher's comment for a second. Cycling won't get you anywhere in life. In my opinion, this is a classic example of how adults sometimes project their own limitations onto kids. What many people don't realize is that passion, whether it's for cycling, art, or anything else, can be a pathway to success if you're willing to put in the work. Archie didn't just take that comment as a slight, he took it as a challenge. And that, my friends, is the difference between someone who achieves greatness and someone who doesn't. Here's where it gets even more fascinating: Archie's journey isn't just about cycling. It's about breaking barriers. He's not only a Paralympian but also a world champion and a record holder. What this really suggests is that when you combine talent with determination, the sky's the limit. But what's truly remarkable is his goal to become the first para-cyclist to join a men's World Tour road squad. If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just a personal ambition, it's a statement about inclusivity and the potential of para-athletes. One thing that immediately stands out is the way Archie approaches his goals. He's not just dreaming big, he's strategizing like a pro. From training like a World Tour rider to networking with team bosses, he's leaving no stone unturned. A detail I find fascinating is his cheeky confidence. When asked about his FTP, functional threshold power, he keeps it under wraps, saying it's between 0 and 450 watts. That kind of swagger? It's not just charming, it's strategic. He's keeping his competitors guessing while staying focused on his own progress. But let's not forget the deeper layers here. Archie's story isn't just about cycling, it's about resilience. Diagnosed with autism, ADHD, and cerebral palsy, he's faced challenges that most of us can't even imagine. Yet, he's not defined by them. From my perspective, this is what makes his journey so inspiring. He's not just overcoming adversity, he's redefining what's possible for athletes with disabilities. What this really raises is a bigger question: why aren't more para-cyclists given opportunities in professional road racing? Archie wonders if it's due to prejudice or underestimation of their abilities. Personally, I think it's a mix of both. The cycling world, like many industries, has its biases. But Archie's pushing against that. He's not just aiming to be the first, he's aiming to pave the way for others. That, to me, is what makes him a trailblazer. And then there's the emotional side of his story. Losing his friend Magnus White in a cycling accident must have been devastating. But Archie channels that grief into his training, saying, "He'd want me to do them." This raises a deeper question: how do we turn pain into purpose? Archie's answer is clear: he keeps pedaling, not just for himself, but for Magnus and everyone who's ever doubted him. So, here's my closing thought: Archie Atkinson's story isn't just about cycling or even about proving a teacher wrong. It's about the power of belief in yourself, in your dreams, and in the possibility of change. Whether or not he lands that World Tour contract, he's already made history. And that, my friends, is what makes this story so damn compelling. What do you think? Is Archie's journey something you find inspiring? Let me know in the comments below.